Well, I thought our guys, in the second half, we had a conversation at halftime, and I thought the three guys that played with so much energy was Taquavion, Jericho, and then Jalen Gibson. And, we talked about at halftime wanting guys to, play with a little bit more energy. We only played, seven guys. Breon's been nursing an ankle injury that happened at Wake Forest, and he wasn't 100% or even 70% to go tonight. But I thought in the second half, we did some really good stuff. Our guys were really active, locked in, and obviously when you look back at the game, I think the couple things that hurt us is we got beat in transition and then gave up some easy baskets. Question.
Go ahead, Corey.
Kevin, I asked Jaquavion the same question, but what is the feeling like amongst the team heading into Brooklyn next week, knowing that you now will be the 15th overall seed?
I think the feeling, Corey, is that unfortunate for our league, when you look around all of the basketball talking heads, is that our league right now is only getting 5 teams into the tournament. And it doesn't really, we would say if we were 15 and 5, or we have the record we do now, we would say that we're 0-0 and you got to go into the tournament and have the opportunity to win the tournament. And so for us, my conversation with them at the end of the game was we talked about the game itself, but we also talked about what's next. And there are going to be 10 teams that go to Brooklyn and feel like they have to win the tournament to have the opportunity to go to the big dance. And, certainly we haven't had the best of season, but this is what tournament's all about.
What is the biggest thing that needs to change in order to get a win on Tuesday and even have any kind of confidence potentially heading into Wednesday?
Corey, when you don't have a lot of bodies, in our situation, we've got such a small room for error, small margin for error. We have to have, if Breon's able to go, we got to have at least all 8 guys play to their strengths and be really good. When you get to this time of year, it's about players being able to make plays, and you got to have your best. And so for us, in order for us to win, we need our big 3 to be great, but we also need the other role players to have a good game also.
Thanks so much.
Go ahead, James.
Yeah, Kevin, I think you guys are first or second in the league in offensive rebounding, and Taquavion mentioned this as well. How do you balance doing that at a high rate, but also not letting it impact your defense in terms of getting back in transition?
It's a juggling act because, offensively, we struggle at times, and some of our best offenses are offensive rebounding and getting the ball out to open shooters or getting a quick stick back. That being said, it also can hurt you getting back in transition. And I thought, with some teams who don't push the ball, it doesn't hurt as much. But Florida State did a great job, especially in the first half, getting out on us. And so it's kind of want to pick your poison in that situation.
And I know you haven't had a chance, obviously, to watch this game back, but just in general, how did you feel your ball movement was today offensively?
Well, it's a tough one, James, because against these guys, they switch all 1 through 5. So there are no screening angles. And so it forces you to make a lot of one-on-one plays. And so we're never really going to have a lot of assists against a team that obviously switches 1 through 5 because you don't have those opportunities. And so I thought it was good because we moved it, but our goal going into the game is to try to take advantage of some mismatches. And if they come off strong sides, make the right play. I thought we made the right play. Sometimes we didn't, but sometimes we got to the hole and finished a lot.
And last one I got for you, Kevin. Jalen Gibson's had 2 really good games, productive games, rebounding the basketball. Have you seen some of that from him in practice and kind of evaluate where he's at right now?
Yeah, he shows us a lot in practice, James. He's probably our best offensive rebounder in practice. And, between him and EB, they flip-flop who's having a better week. And I thought Jalen had a good week, and then Jalen did a great job in the game. But he's always been able to do a great job, especially in the offensive rebounding glass.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Anything else for Coach? Go ahead, Corey.
Kevin, I just wanted to ask you specifically about Taquavion. Obviously, 30 points in the loss today, but At this point now, he surpassed JJ Redick for, I believe, third most 3-pointers made all time and by a freshman in ACC history. I believe it's actually fourth. I take that back. But just your thoughts on the season that he's had and where this season kind of ranks in terms of where you've coached freshmen in the past.
Oh man, Corey, that's a lot to digest. I mean, he's had a outstanding year. And, I would be lying to you if I told you that I expected him to have this type of year. But he's been special. I've said it all along, and I know you guys have a vote. Probably if it wasn't for Banchero, he would be maybe freshman of the year. And then there's a possibility that as good as he's played, he could be on one of the all-conference teams. When you go over that list and you say guys like JJ Redick, who probably played or who had played probably 10 more games than him, and that just tells you how special he is. And I don't want to take away from his year because of the year that we've had, but he's been great. I couldn't have asked for anything else. He's a competitor. He works hard every day. He weighs 160 pounds and he's fearless. And so I'm glad he's on my team, and he's someone that you can continue to build around.